what sticks out in my mind was the amount of smoke, gun smoke that was inside the hallway. And I told the guys, hey, be careful, we're in the kill zone. Because I knew he had shot through the walls.
Careful, guys, shot fire.
I'm just waiting for those rounds to hit me. Right when we got to where we thought he was at, then gunfire. The way he was shooting.
Take cover, guys.
He's probably going to take all of us out.
That was the voice of Uvalde Police Sergeant Daniel Coronado. When we hear about the few bad apples within police departments, what are people really saying? What do bad apples look like? And what do bad apples do? What do good apples look like? And just as importantly, are there only a few bad apples? On May 24th, 2022, if mostly good apples showed up to the Robb Elementary School shooting, would things have turned out differently for the children inside? 376 good apples supposedly showed up to protect the children, and this was their mentality on newly released body cam footage.
You know what kind of gun?
No, man, they are. He has a battle rifle. Does he really?
What's the safest way to do this? I'm not trying to get clapped out.
We need it.
You knew that it was definitely a AR 223 round. You could see the shell casings. We had no choice but just to wait and try to get something that had better coverage where we could actually stand up to him.
Supposed protector and servant of the people, Uvalde Sergeant Donald Page wanted better coverage for himself and his thin blue line buddies when he knew the children inside the classrooms had no coverage for themselves. Is this a good apple?
I called for long rifles, I know that. I don't know what words I used, but I knew we needed to get a whole bunch of those over there because I didn't have one, and I don't recall if Lieutenant Martinez even had one when we walked up.
Stop my truck, take out my AR, get it ready. I know there's schools going on. You're going to be shooting me. I need my AR.
In spite of what Uvalde Chief Arredondo and Sergeant Eduardo Canales said, the Texas Tribune and the released video reveals that they had long rifles. They had the helmets, the vests, the gear, the communications, and the training. They had everything tax dollars could provide to give them the opportunity they needed to prove that they're really here to serve and protect. According to the reports, a lot of officers knew there were kids in the room calling 911 for help. But because the cops' primary concern is officer safety, they were only there to save their own skins.
Had anybody gone through that door?
Yes, sir.
He would have killed whoever it was.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we can only carry so many ballistic vests on you. That 223 round would have gone right through you and through the door.
I want to get the door open. What am I going to do? It might as well be paper.
I called for a shield, but our shields are, I don't think they're AR rated. They're more handgun rated. They're lightweight. You know, without maybe a ballistic, I feel like we're in that fatal funnel. You know, over there we're going to get killed, you know.
Bortax showed up and they had this humongous shield. I mean, it was a thick shield. Once they went in, we heard a lot more gunfire. Then all I heard was they said that the shooter was down,
We're going to get scrutinized. I'm expecting that. We're going to get scrutinized why we didn't go in there. I know what the firepower he had based on what shells I saw, the holes in the wall in the room next to his, and I know this is horrible, and I know this is what our training tells us to do, but we haven't contained. There's probably going to be some deceased in there, but we don't need any more from out here.
Chief Arredondo admits that he knew the firepower the assailant had, saw the holes in the wall, knew horrible things were happening to the kids inside, and even acknowledges the training they've had in dealing with the situation that they were dealing with. But they're going to hang out in a safe place anyway. Adding insult to cowardly injury inflicted by the hundreds of cops who stood down, there were news reports that unprotected parents tried to rush up to the school to get kids to safety. And there's footage of the scared cops holding them back.
Why do these people who sit in power sit there and do absolutely nothing while our children are slaughtered?
Brett Cross's 10-year-old son, Uzziah Garcia, was killed that day.
But I'm not a political person. All I want is justice and accountability for my son, his classmates, and teachers. That's all I want. And I don't want any other child to go through what my son did. I don't want any other parent to have a funeral for their child.
Let's hear a word from the Injustice Department.
The law enforcement response at Robb Elementary School on May 24th, 2022, and in the hours and days after, was a failure that should not have happened. The department's review concluded that a series of major failures in leadership, in tactics, in communications, in training, and in preparedness were made by law enforcement leaders and others responding to the mass shooting at Robb Elementary.
Even the unjust Department of Justice was forced by the evidence to conclude that hundreds of cops from different departments were cowardly bad apples. How many of them were bad apples? Looks like it was 100% of them. They knew what was happening and chose to do nothing about it. And they blamed it on leadership not giving directives. Not one of them took the initiative to stop the carnage.
As a consequence of failed leadership, training, and policies, injured and scared students and teachers remain trapped with the subject in the classrooms, waiting to be rescued. Survivors later shared that they heard officers gathered outside the classrooms while they waited. Law enforcement officers from different agencies who had self-deployed to the scene in overwhelming numbers were themselves waiting for leadership decisions about how to proceed. Many officers reported that they did not know who, if anyone, was in charge, what they should do, or the status of the incident. 77 minutes after the first officers arrived on the scene, and after 45 rounds had been fired by the active shooter, the shooter was killed.
It's a pretty sad state of affairs when a political parasite has to rightly call other political parasites cowards for continuing to support the good apple cowards who did nothing.
96 officers of Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star were on the scene, as they show up to all scenes in rural Texas. And not one of those officers, including his high-level command officers, took control of that scene. Not one of them said, we need to do something to stop this madness. We need to coordinate a command center. That never happened. Not before, during, or after this event. The same refrain from cops over and over and over. He's got an AR-15 in there. There's an AR-15. He's got an assault rifle. Not one cop, not one DPS trooper, not one sheriff. Over and over and over, you would hear that one simple refrain. Culminating in one of the last officers to suggest that. He said, I don't want to die today. Specifically, he said, I don't want to get clapped out today. The children certainly were more brave than the police. One officer yelled into that room, if there's anybody in there, let us know. The child cried out, said, I'm in here. The gunman went back into that room. 4 shots were fired, and that child was killed. These politicians are cowards on this issue. They're cowards because they haven't looked at what they need to see, the videos and the footage that I've seen, and the footage all over this country, because this story repeats itself week after week after week.
A student from inside the classroom called 911 asking for help, and officers still waited nearly 40 minutes before stopping the shooter. Only a handful of officers at the scene have lost their job or resigned.
Because the DOJ stamp is on there, maybe y'all will start taking us seriously now, instead of telling us to move on, telling us to sweep it under the rug, and not doing a damn thing about it.
Jasmine Cáceres, whose 9-year-old sister Jacqueline was killed, fears there will be no accountability from the Uvalde County District Attorney.
She's been doing her investigation just as long as the DOJ has. The DOJ has no jurisdiction over this. They can't prosecute. She can. What else does she need to be able to move forward?
I hope that the failures end today and the local officials do what wasn't done that day. Do right by the victims and survivors of Robb Elementary. Terminations, criminal prosecutions. And our state and federal government enact sensible gun laws, because Robb Elementary began the day an 18-year-old was allowed to purchase an AR-15.
Now, of course, an incident like this is going to get people on the bandwagon of criminalizing people who own the very weapon that was used in this shooting. This is highly unjust and just adds to the insanity of the story. The point here is that out of almost 400 cops, not one good apple emerged to protect the children who were clearly in danger. But they're more than willing to step forward every single day and harm Americans when they don't immediately follow their commands. So which is it? Are there only a few bad apples, or is the whole bushel rotten to the core? Or is there something else we're missing here? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member. But more importantly, know what your rights are and stand for your rights. If you don't exercise your rights, you're going to lose them. I'll see you in the next video.